Growing up was tough for me. My childhood was filled with pain and loss. I grew up in a city where violence was the norm and it was all I knew. But we weren't exactly innocent either. My father, a man who was respected and feared for being a hitman for the Black Mafia, died when I was just 4 months old. And to be honest, I'm using the term died pretty lightly. He was actually murdered. Maybe he deserved it, maybe not. But the truth is, we never found out who did it. Who pulled the trigger and why? My childhood was a constant struggle I had to endure for years. I found myself in fights all the time, whether it was defending my sister and me from older men who wanted to harm us because of my father's actions or to answer for the people he had killed. I heard stories about my father's great character, but also the immense violence that always seemed to follow him. And I had to live with the ghost of a person who never had the chance to teach me how to be a man. It was just me, my mom, and my sister. My mom was a great nurse, but she could have been a famous singer if it weren't for losing her voice after giving birth to me. Deep down, I know she blames me for it. But despite that, my family was always very bright, but they made sure to remind me that I had some big shoes to fill. As a kid, I was always getting into trouble, trying to grow up too fast and become a man before my time. Finally, my mom was able to gather enough money to get us out of the hood, and we moved to the suburbs. After years of hard work, we were starting over. We had a new house, new opportunities, new lives. And at that point, I was just a kid with a lot of hope, and I never thought I could imagine. At this point, I was just a kid with a lot of hope. I could never imagine the nightmare that was waiting for me down the road. But before I go on, I have to be honest. Among kids my age, I was always the popular one. I wore fancy clothes and blingy jewelry that could make you go blind. When we moved to this new school in an area where there were mostly white kids, my popularity didn't go down. It multiplied by 1,000. I was a confident 16-year-old kid, and I got invited to all sorts of parties, including college parties. It was so amazing. I was a popular, chubby, smooth-talking, and good-looking guy that all the girls wanted to be with. I don't want to sound cocky, but seriously, the girls were just all over me. You know how it is for a young, dumb kid, right? It's every teenager's dream. But the dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Just 1 year after moving there, 3 freshman girls that had a crush on me accused me of sexually harassing them, one of whom I had never met before. I didn't do it, and the entire school was on my side. Both the teachers and my classmates knew well enough to realize that I wasn't capable of such a thing. But unfortunately, that wasn't enough to stop the storm that was coming. A week before my graduation, a girl I'd been seeing accused me of raping her. I was completely shocked. All I could think about was all the girls that I had rejected in the past because I wanted my first time to be special. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. And nobody knew I was still a virgin. But when these accusations came out, nobody believed that I did not do it. I guess it was time for me to start paying for my father's sins. I can't really blame them though. To them, I'm just a black guy from the hood after all. I became a complete outcast and a monster, even though I didn't do anything wrong. It still messes with my head while those girls said those things about me. What did they have to gain from it? What could they possibly have wanted from me? However, I didn't put up a fight against them. It was just me against them, and I had no one to back me up. I simply let the police take me into custody, spent 18 hours behind bars, and was never charged with anything. Despite the lack of charges, the mere fact that I was arrested was enough to turn me into a criminal in the eyes of everyone, especially my sister and my mom. Dealing with the hate from the public was hard, but what really got me was the disrespect from my own people. My sister and my mama were the only ones I had in this world, and they couldn't even look me in the eyes anymore. They thought I was guilty of sin, and it broke my heart. All this went down on the week of my 18th birthday. Before that, my mom had hooked me up with a car to celebrate my graduation and telling me I was a good dude. But after all the accusations hit, the school banned me from graduating. All of my sweat and effort, straight up gone. I got my car on my birthday, and I only remember it because after that, my mom never showed me any love or respect ever again. I became an outcast, a potential criminal in the eyes of society. A month after my birthday, somebody put a bomb in my car's trunk and blew it up. I went from being a straight-A student to a dangerous, straight-up criminal. I was a DARE member, you know, the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program, and now I'm chilling with the killers and drug dealers. People told me to move away, but I wasn't having it. I wanted to prove them wrong about me. I knew I had to fight back against the image they had painted of me and show that I was the valuable and respectable person. Looking back on things now, I realized that it would have been better for me to leave and never look back. Because all those years of my mom and sister verbally and emotionally abusing me, man, it damn near pushed me over the edge. I came close to ending it many times. I was tired, just taking all their insults and put-downs. But finally, I was ready to speak up. The last time I saw my sister, we had the biggest blowout. But it was also the one that really opened my eyes. She finally admitted to me that she and my mom wanted me 6 feet deep for the insurance money. Just for the money, can you believe it? But then I felt this weird sense of freedom. You know what I'm saying? They say the truth will set you free, so I bounced. I moved out to California to start fresh and leave all the pain behind me. I got no car, no money, no place to live. I got no car, no money, no place to live. It was still better than living with them. It was only my ambition and the unwavering certainty that my dreams would take me places that kept me going. The only thing I truly wanted, the one thing that kept me on my feet, was music. I was determined to live and breathe music, to let it fill every aspect of my life. After everything I went through, I learned to never lose my courage and determination. I was now determined to live the life I deserve, and that's the full freedom, happiness, and success. I won't let nobody else's actions define who I am. But even after all these years, I finally got the guts to ask my mom if what she said about the insurance money was real. I needed to get some closure and put that mess behind me for good. She straight up told me that she and my sister were really angry at me and they could really use the cash. But that ain't even the half of it. My mom also admitted to helping kill my father. But that ain't even the half of it. My mom also admitted to helping kill my father. But I'll never forget the pain, betrayal, and injustice I went through because they've made me the strong, resilient person I am today. I know that I'm a valuable human being, and I deserve all the incredible things that life has to offer.